Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there, collective, and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And also, let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. Alright? Right, let's go. Alright, guys. Okay. So you're coming in with the Empress, and you were coming in with the Tower card here. Okay. So what I'm picking up there is that there are some major changes happening with this, with the Empress card here. Yeah. This person is it's like this is one big, huge, radical change, radical shift that the Empress is going through at this point in time here. Well, what it can talk about there, guys, is that, yeah, of course, you can come in with a shock here. It's a shock here in your reading that how, and it's true, it does come in like that, yeah, how attached you are to your environment here. See, that's what I'm getting there with those two cards. And just how much you invest, okay, into your environment, the people around your environment, okay, and how you've always been on the back burner. That's kind of how these two cards are coming in here. And the shock here is when you realize that you've always put other people first here. It's never really been about yourself, but it also, but you know, this encompasses a hell of a lot. All right, guys, yep, that you've always put other people first here and before yourself here, but you've also neglected and abandoned here you. This is how the Empress card is coming in here. Okay, I will pull more cards, hence why you're coming in with a new beginning, because this person wants changes. This person wants a new beginning here. And when you look at, and you know, face and confront the truth about yourself and one's reality, you realize here, okay, guys, that everybody's in the forefront here, and you are all the way back there. And so you've got to go to, you know, you've got to work towards it, and then let it go, then end it out, of course, here, guys, but then you have to rebuild it here. You've got to rebuild yourself here. There's nothing, when you're coming in with the Tower, it is bigger than yourself here, okay, and there's nothing you can really do here to stop the Tower moment. This is could actually be the first Tower moment here for this person here in your reading. I need more cards here, but it is coming in that way. it's a want to belong. It's a want to be accepted here with those cards here. It's when you realize, here guys, I know I'm going to be honest with you, it's when you realize that what you have in your environment and the way that you feel about yourself here is doesn't make you happy. There's no fulfillment in that. All right? And it is actually a struggle here, especially if you've built a home, a world for yourself here. It also can be still following patterns and habits that were instilled in you by parents here. All right, guys, and family beliefs here, okay, that it has to be a certain way, that it has to look a certain way. So you adapt to that here. And when you realize, hey, that it's actually this feeling, this sadness that comes over you here, guys, yeah, that feeling is actually unhappy. It's an unhappiness here. And that can also bring in the Tower here. Because first you have to know it, then you have to confront it here. Then you have to work through it. All right, guys? And it does involve a whole lifestyle change here. And everything changes. And you want it to be over in a moment. Yeah, and of course you could put things in place here, guys. You could avoid and ignore how you truly feel. And you just move on. You just want to move on and just leave it in your past here, guys. But what could happen is that it could rear its ugly head if you don't deal with it. And even being on your own for the first time because you've been used to, or you may have been codependent here on people and your environment, that in itself is huge, because you have to relearn what you know about yourself in terms of your weaknesses and your strengths here, and your hopes, your dreams, and your desire, and what you desire. But each truth here, guys, needs to be worked on. It can come in as quite needs to be separate here. It really depends on how much time and attention you're going to give yourself. That's what it talks about here. Let me keep going. See, you know, when you build a foundation, yeah, you have feelings of unhappiness here, okay? And so what you do is you develop patterns and habits here, and those could be drinking, that could be drugs, here, guys, gambling, yeah? And it kind of gives you that feel-good feeling. Oh, cool. You know, you start feeling good about yourself. But it's only for that moment. Do you understand? And so you want to keep feeling good about yourself. So you're going to keep doing those patterns and habits here. And before you realize it, you actually need the pattern and the habit. You need it. Hence why you're way over here. And that's what you realize. So let's keep going here, okay, collective? Okay. Oh, excuse me. So you have the Eight of Cups, the Moon card. You have the King of Swords, the Emperor. And you also have the Eight of Swords here. The Justice card. obstacles and challenges here. See, what I get with those cards coming in here in your reading is that for the King of Swords here, it's coming in as they didn't know what to do about these patterns and habits. Here, this person didn't know what to do. They didn't say anything here, and they haven't said anything here in your reading, but they know that it's a problem. That's what it's saying. See, with the obstacles and challenges here, for the King of Swords, it's coming in as it's like they hoped it would go away by itself, to be quite honest. They hoped that they could sweep certain things under the carpet is what I'm getting here, guys. Because this King of Swords could very well, this Emperor guy, very well been, and you know, they're in love with you, most definitely here. Now, coming in with the Moon card here in your reading, the obstacle there, yeah. It's when we say to ourselves, I've done everything that you expected of me. Okay, I've done it all. I've done everything that you've expected of me, yet I'm not happy. And what I get here in your reading with the King of Swords, this person knows that you're unhappy as well. Here. Here in your reading. See, I get here is that for both you and your person, you've kept your feelings hidden, but these feelings are about pain, hurt and fear. That's what those feelings are about here. And so it has become quite normal here to drink, do drugs, gamble, something along those lines here. And for your person, this King of Swords, what it talks about there is they didn't want to face it. They didn't want to face here in your reading or admit here, recognize here that what was going on here was a problem. That's what it's saying. Yeah, it was okay. Okay, I'm going to keep pulling cards here. All right. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's have a look at this. So, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're coming in with 9 is 15 is 6. Okay. So you have the Six of Swords. You actually have the Queen of Pentacles here. And you are also coming in with the Three of Cups. Here in your reading, it's going to come in the Three of Cups here. Alright, that's talking about a return. It's talking about potentially here, this King of Swords here in your reading is going towards the Queen of Pentacles here. You're coming in with a reconnection here, a restart, a rebirth here in your reading. See, what it talks about there in your reading is for the the Queen of Cups, the Empress card here, is is wanting to stop it here, wanting to stop some kind of movement happening here, but being unable to do that here in your reading. See, what it tells me here in your reading is that one minute, let me have a look at this. Yeah. There is a truth that is going to be revealed here. That's what it's talking about. And what it's saying here in your reading with the King of Swords, this person isn't talking anymore. This person is actually doing it here. It comes in as a choice here. This King of Swords, they made a choice and now they want to change the choice. That's what it's talking about here. Oh. See, what it also talks about here in your reading, when it comes to the King of Swords, this person isn't lying, this Emperor guy. They're just not saying anything to anyone here. They're keeping this in-house here. All right, there is a fear here for the Emperor guy, okay, here in your reading, and that fear here in your reading is not being how would you say that? It's not so much they made the wrong choice here in the past, it's coming in as that's not where I want to be. The fear of not being in a place or going towards a person they want to go towards. That's the fear here. But what it talks about here in your reading is that this person is coming towards you here. But you don't know. You don't know what that this person is coming in here. See, with the moon card, okay, see, with the moon card, what it can talk about there in your reading is that they never spoke their truth in the beginning here. See, with the moon card, what it can talk about there also for the Emperor guy, it was okay, I think the right word is okay here, to ignore how they were feeling when it came to the Queen of Pentacles. They didn't have to admit it. They didn't have to be aware of it. Okay, the feelings that this Emperor guy had here, there was confusion in that here. That's what I'm getting. All right, guys. And what it also talks about here, and yeah, you do go through that. All right, you're not ready to move on. I wasn't ready to move on in the past, but what your reading is saying here is that now this person is ready to move on. That's what I'm getting. Okay, and what's bringing that about here is because certain things haven't changed for your person in their environment and the choices that they made here. And like I said, the fear here in your reading is not to make the choice they want to, is to not to go in the direction that this King of Swords wants to go in. That's what it's talking about here. Okay? They have surrendered the control, is what it talks about here. Yeah, the ego is what it's also saying here. Let me come in with advice, because there's a return with the Three of Cups. Yeah. Wow. There is a choice here, but it also talks about here is that the choice has been made. Oh my gosh. Oh, excuse me. It's 10. We're coming on 14, 15, it's 6. Everybody wants to return. Here in a sense. Now let me keep going here. So when you're coming in with the Seven of Cups, what it can talk about there is living in illusions here. You're thinking that things are going to happen unless you're going to take the action, unless you're actually going to make it happen for yourself here, guys. It's not about sitting there and hope and praying here that changes are going to come in. All right, you have to actually take the action. Yep, there are some good cups on the board. Okay, and it does tell me here is that there are a lot of people that want to return here, even return to the Queen of Pentacles here in your reading. The Queen of Cups wants to return here, okay, but it's what it's telling me here in your reading. Wow. Well, yeah, okay. One cup. That's what I'm getting. The Ace of Cups. Here, guys. Filling your cup of love. Here, this is new love. Here. That's what it's talking about. Okay, it's new love. That's what's going to happen here. And what it talks about there in your reading is making sure you're doing everything possible here to have that new love. That's what it's saying. Are you ready? Here, see, you've got wanting to return here. People are wanting to come back and be a part of the people on the board here. But what it's telling me here in your reading, this King of Swords and this Queen of Pentacles are wanting to be in a relationship together, because that is the new love. All right? Now, what it's also talking about here in your reading is that there are people that are wanting to go back here. That's what it's also talking about. There's a lot of options. But it, like I said, it's about using your discernment here. Okay? You guys. All right, I'm going to leave it there, collective. Thank you so much for your reading. Whew. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you later. Bye.